There you go.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. It's Thursday night, so we're doing our Thursday night demo. First, we always check sound and video. I have video.
I'm off, and you know my phone is off.
And I have sound. My mom just commented that her phone is off. I was trying to call her this morning, and she wasn't answering. And sometimes her volume's off because she works at Costco, so she has to turn it off. So I kept calling because she needs to be looking at it in order to see it ringing if her volume's off. So I called and I said, texted her.
7 times she called.
I called her 7 times. But I said, call me when you get this, because normally she doesn't have to be into work on Thursdays until 11:30. And this is 10 o'clock. And a few times over the last couple years she hasn't answered and she hasn't replied and she hasn't posted on Facebook, and I got really worried and I ran over to her house and a few times, and I walk in, fly in the door, and she's standing in her kitchen like, hey, and I'm like, you didn't answer. So anyways, today and then I kind of learned, okay, I'm not gonna rush over there, she's fine. And so she didn't answer. And I told Becky here at work, I'm like, now I'm kind of worried because she didn't call me before work. Well, then she finally called me, and she was worried because I called her 7 times. So we both worry about each other. So that's the way it goes. Anyways, so we're here on Thursday. We're doing our Thursday night demo. We have, we shipped most of the Shaker Card Craft Along kits today. The Milestone class, those are going to ship on Monday. So if you have both the Shaker Card and the Milestones, those are going to ship on Monday. And they're going to ship priority, so you'll get them in plenty of time for the 10th, which is the Shaker Card class. The Milestone isn't until the 15th, so still plenty of time. So that's all we have coming up. But let's go down to the table, because I'm going to show you the other Shaker Card class, or the other Shaker card.
Okay. It's there.
Okay, so we're down at the table. There we are. And so this is the one I've been showing you for the Shaker cards. We're using the frame, which I did this with a birthday a while ago. But this is the other one, and I said it was going to be with one of the Stamplistic flowers. So with the Stamplistic flowers, you guys are used to cutting out layer upon layer upon layer, which I did because I was kind of working on this one also. But then I settled for the sunflower, because on this one you're only going to end up cutting out one layer, which is this one. So if you're not huge into fussy cutting, this bottom layer is the only one you're going to cut out. And then this one we pre-die cut for you with the 2 circles. So it took me all afternoon once I finally, I was working between this one and a couple other ones, and this is the one I settled on. But I like how it turned out. So these are the 2 cards for the Shaker Craft Along. So there's still time to get it. And then the other class we have coming up is the Milestone, Life Milestone. So we have a graduation, which we're doing a slider card. For this class, you do need a cloud stencil. I think I still do have a few available. A lot of you ordered them from one of the other classes we did, so you probably have it. And if you don't, you can use any cloud stencil. So that's the graduation, and then wedding, which I showed you that one already, and then the baby, and then the last one is retirement. And it is going to be a woman's retirement because we just did golf for a man's card. So I just don't have that one done yet. But those are 3 of our 4 cards for our Life Milestone class. So that's coming up on the 15th. So, and again, these kits are going out on Monday. And if you ordered both Shaker and this, Monday it is. But some of you got notices today for the Shaker card. So, okay, now we're talking about a new paper, and it is white. It's called Bianco Pearl, and it's a MirriCard, but it also is like slightly holographic. And when I do that, I know you can see the different colors in there, but it is kind of reflective like the MirriCard. So I call it a cross between the two. And it's non-coated on the back, just like our normal MirriCard. But this one, I went into Valley Stamp and Scrap today, Linda, and she let me use this embossing folder. So I tried it, and it looks super awesome. Well, let's just try it tonight, because I cut a whole bunch of panels, and we are going to try some different embossing folders, and then we have some different alcohol inks that we're going to try on there. And then I kind of have a card that maybe I'm going to go with, so we'll see. But anyways, with the 3D embossing folders, this one's huge. I've never seen an embossing folder this big. So apparently this one, and I don't have it, but the one thing that I was going to tell you is that I went to Valley Stamp and Scrap because I was talking to Linda, and I'm going to do an embossing folder class, because the last time I showed the 3D embossing folder, some of you were, let's do a Fun Time Thursday with embossing folders. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to use this one or not, but I thought this one was really cool because you can use it for an A2 card layer, which we're going to do. You can also use it, this is 8.5 inches. So for a slimline, you could use it for a slimline layer, or it is, let's see, this page is 5.5. So it's 5.5, so you could use it for a square card layer. So it's from Spellbinders. I don't have it, but it might be one that we're doing in our embossing folder Fun Time Thursday. But let's just go ahead, and I'm going to show you how beautiful this is. Okay, I'm behind you. I am on my crossover machine, because with the 3D embossing folders, you really have to figure out your sandwich. And the crossover works really nice because you can do it up and down. But hang on. Look at that. Isn't that super? Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Look at how pretty that is.
Oh, my word.
I know. I was just like, I did it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing tonight. So, but I'm going to pull out a few more embossing folders.
Is that embossing folder a geometric shape?
It is. And it's from Spellbinders. You know, if you want to order it, great. I know Linda from Valley Stamp and Scrap has it. I am probably going to use this one in our embossing class. So if you just want to hold off, that's fine too. But this is what it is. It's called Beveled Diamonds. So, you know, support small business. Let's just try it with a regular embossing folder. So this is just a regular non-3D embossing folder. And I'm just going to try it. You know, that's kind of what we're doing tonight, is we're just trying stuff. And I do that a lot on Thursday nights. I do have a card kind of planned, kind of, sort of. So let's see how it looks, how this one looks.
Yeah, you can find that all over the place. But yeah, support your small
your small business.
Yeah.
So this is a happy birthday one. And if anybody says, I want this embossing folder, I ordered them, and I ordered like 3 of them because I had to. So I do have 1 or 2 available of this one. They're not on the website, so you need to email me. I don't even know how much they cost. I have to look and see how much they are. So, but look at that Bianco Pearl. And I am usually not real good about putting products online, you know, when they're available, but this I did get online right away.
Sarah?
Yes.
Are you going to bundle all of the embossing folders you're going to be using when you do the embossing folder class at
Yes.
a special discounted price?
Well, when I do the embossing folder class, I I will do a bundle. There will be a small discount, not a huge one, but there will be a small discount to get the whole bundle because it will be the paper. And if we use 3 embossing folders, I'm not even sure because I have to look this weekend and then figure that out with Linda. And novel idea, I'm trying to do something ahead of time instead of last minute. But there will be a bundle with the paper and the embossing folders, you know, or you can order, because I know a lot of you have embossing folders as it is. So there will be an option where you can get the paper only, or maybe you want to get the whole bundle, but then you want an extra set of paper. So anyways, this is the one that I showed you a couple weeks ago. And this was like my very first 3D embossing folder. And again, I have not tried these yet. So I'm trying them while we're on camera with you. I didn't move my machine over. I've just got that behind me, so I'm just kind of talking and embossing behind me. So, but look at that one with those flowers. Can you see them?
Yes, you can see them. Oh my God.
Aren't they great?
What in the world?
Yeah, we're going to do some alcohol inks over the top of these. It's going to be super fun. So I do want to try the brick one to see if we can do some like autumny bricky colors with the...
Did you say when that would be, Sarah?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Because I have to pick out the embossing folders. And then I have to talk to Linda, make sure I can get them ordered.
No, but you will announce it. Yeah.
I will announce it, yeah. Okay, so this one is the brick. And I think we will alcohol ink on that. So this one does the deep, emboss on one side, the 3D debosses it just like brick. So, but I just love this Bianco Pearl. Now, it is not a stark white. So this is a stark white cardstock. This is the Bianco Pearl. So the cardstock, let's see, I was looking for cardstock that matched it earlier. So it does kind of layer and match really well on the Star Dream quartz, which I do not use a lot, just because it's kind of that funny off-white shade. So, but this Bianco Pearl matches the Star Dream quartz cardstock really well. So if you want to do a tone on tone and have something that matches really well, because this is your white cardstock right next to it. I don't know if on camera you can see the difference, but the white is much starker than the Bianco Pearl. So I'm going to pull out one more embossing folder, and this one is not going to be maybe 2. This one is not going to be a 3D one.
Elaine Sievert wants to sign up for that class now.
Yeah. You can sign up for that class, but just not quite yet. But I am going to do it, and I'm trying to do it ahead of time. Just so, let's see. You kind of have to pay attention to which side is facing up and which side's going to... So, but yes, when we do the class, if you have your own embossing folders and you want to do that, you can do that. But yes, we are going to do a embossing folder class, and it's going to be with some of the specialty papers, because we just got this paper in, and it is super fun to do embossing folders with. And then we're going to pull out the alcohol inks too. Yeah, so this is just even a regular 2D embossing folder. So yeah, I love them. And I haven't, honestly, I haven't pulled out my embossing folders in a long time. But
we have new reason to now.
When I did this one, I was like, oh my gosh. But let's pull out some alcohol inks and just see what we can do with those. And again, I have not tried these, so I was kind of looking for my honeycomb alcohol ink, and I can't find it, so I either used it all or whatever, but okay.
Sarah, Marion Phillips needs one shaker card kit, one masculine kit, and whatever the third kit was. Should she send you an email?
Yes, Marion, send me an email because I called you today. So
Thank you.
Yep. Because you have actually paid for 4 kits, and so we need to figure out what we're going to do. I'm pretty easy to get along with, so we can sub stuff and make it work for what you want. So here I'm just putting some, autumny colors on here. I might have used too much yellow. I was trying to go more for the brick look, so let's just add some. So I got terracotta on here. I've got some brown. I've got some yellow. I've got some red, and this is the brick. So yeah, this is your brick wall. So yes, on here you can tap. You can do a tappy tap. We'll let it for a little bit to see if we can tap and get the, and if you don't pounce real hard, you're going to get the little white between, like for the grout. But, so yes, alcohol ink on the top of the Bianco Pearl. And then it's like super shiny. Look at that.
Well, my word, Sarah. Oh, jeez.
And yeah, this is the first time I did that. I'm actually going to add some more brown to it just to see if we can get some more brick color in there. Well, bricks can be red too.
Brick can be any, almost,
Yeah,
you
brick
know.
can be any color.
My Atlas brick was Milwaukee City.
So, but we'll add a little bit more brown to that. Now, because it's alcohol, it's going to dry. And you can see, maybe, that we did get these little bubbles, what I call them. When we do on Yupo, we get the little bubbly effect. So we did get a little bit of that on there. And we might get more if our ink pad isn't as wet. But I just love the shine to that. Oh my gosh. So yes, we will be having some fun playing with some embossing folders. I'm just trying to prepare ahead of time, which I'm not real good about doing. Imagine that. You guys know that because, like, my lifetime class, I still don't have the graduation card done, and those are going to ship on Monday. So yeah.
And we've got a busy weekend.
Oh, we did have a busy weekend.
Gosh.
Besides Memorial Day, it was my son's birthday, and we helped with some stuff at my mom's house, and yeah. And this weekend we have a busy weekend too. It's graduation weekend for triplet nieces. So now we're just going to go with some florally colors, yellow, orange, and pink, which I work pretty good with usually. So let's see. I'm pretty sure you can, yes, you can do that too. You can swoosh, which I do the swooshing a lot on the holographic and the MirriCard. So you can do swooshes, you can do tappy taps to get your background. Now the more I swoosh over it, see how it took the color off? So yeah, if you like the dark color, don't keep on going because then you're gonna wipe the color off. So it just depends on the look you want. I am gonna let that dry for a minute, and we're gonna see if we can do some tappy taps and what we get for the bubbles. But yeah, this is the Bianco Pearl. So this one is totally dry. Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness sakes.
But let's try the tappy tap and see if we get the bubbles. So yes, I don't know if you guys can see it on there, but you do kind of get the little bubbly effect that you do on the Yupo. Sometimes when you do that too much on holographic, the holographic patterned stock, you tend to lose the pattern. Now this one did not have a pattern. It was just your solid, you know, just with your, the holograph comes into place when you go like this, you see, you know, different shades of where the light hits it. So that's why I think it's called holographic. So it's called a MirriHolographic. So, but yes, you do kind of get the bubblies like you do on the Yupo. So, okay, so let's set that one aside. Now, this one, I did do it on just regular white cardstock, and we brush blended on it. What I'm wondering, and I don't know if I have the patience for this, if you have a smaller dauber, if you can get like most of your color yellow. I don't know. I am going to try it right while we're on camera. This may be a bad thing, but let's try it anyways.
Hey, you never know till you give it a whirl.
Yeah. So when I did with this exact one on a white stock, and we brush blended the flower. So this takes a little bit more patience when you're doing alcohol inks, but if you use something a little bit more directed, which I just dabbed on the end of my felt, we could do, just the yellow flowers, and we could probably add the green for the leaves. It's probably a little bit messier unless you have some type of applicator that is nice and teeny tiny like this, which you might, because there's all kinds of tools out there. But yeah, then you can get just your flowers. Let's see if it's dry. Oh, it's not quite dry yet, but and let's see. I mean, I don't know what kind of flowers these are. Mom, do you?
No.
Somebody told me they're supposed to be purple instead of yellow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what kind of flower that
I'm going to
is.
make my flowers whatever color I want to make them.
Yep.
But let's just see if our pink will go in the middle of our flower. Yep, it does. Okay. So yes, we could, I don't know if I like that totally. I don't know if I have the patience for this. But you can color on the top by just doing, directed with alcohol ink. Now you could probably use alcohol markers. That's not my favorite. So, but that's okay. Everybody has their different techniques of what they're gonna do, what they're not gonna do, and we could just totally leave it blank. But let's try one more color combination just because. Like my favorites that I work with are the teals and the purples. So let's try that. And the greens. Maybe we'll try light blue instead. And it looks like here I just squirted some, so you can even like do some, what was I gonna say? You can even do some splattering. But yeah, just for a pretty background on there. Whew.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Very nice.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in love with the Bianco Pearl, which I just started playing with today. Embossing folders plain white, or embossing folders and alcohol ink over the top of them. Because it kind of looks like, this kind of look reminds me like if I put clear embossing over the whole thing, that's how shiny that looks. So anyways, but we have this one, the diamond one, and I had a card that I was just going to show you, and I was just going to use this as a background, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to attach that on my kind of tone on tone on my quartz. So I have to try and keep everything clean with my alcohol ink. Actually, I can't do it.
Nope.
I have to go to a dry pad. I have to go to a dry one. I can't do the alcohol ink over the top of it. Okay, well we've got a clean green one right here. So, okay. I was just too afraid I was gonna muck up my pretty paper. So we're just gonna complete a card really quick. While I was working on the baby card, which the baby card I actually used a photo. So this is printed on acetate. So the baby card that we're doing in class is this one, which I found a baby photo of these cute little baby feet. But while I was doing that, I found a few other ones. So in the class, you'll actually, you'll get this one that you could use for a baby card, or you could use for a baby shower card. But while I was looking, I found I found a different image that I was going to use, but I couldn't make it work in the frame. So I found this little cute image, just with the little booties and the little bunny. And then I had some of these little guys sitting around these frames right here. But here's my image with a white background. I'm actually going to put the glitter background behind it. And I am using this because I just fell in love with it after I did it. So let's just we're going to just make this really quick card using one of our embossed panels. And my tape gun is not working. Hang on a second. I might have to pull out a dot roller. Actually, I think I'm going to get my micro dot adhesive out, because I don't know when I was talking about it, but my dot roller, I found some cards that I made with my dot roller a while ago, and they fell apart. So now I don't even want to pull my dot roller out and use it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm afraid that my cards are just going to fall apart a little while, a few months down the road.
That happens.
Yeah, it does happen. So I did miss a few dots right there. So hang on a second. Oops, that was busticated. So I can tell that I'm missing a few dots, so I'm just going to fill those dots in with that. Now we're going to take our picture. So this I printed on our inkjet acetate. Okay, and I just found an image online that worked perfectly. And I'm not using it in class, so I thought, well, I can use it tonight to make a card. And I do kind of like it over the top of the glitter paper. So you can put it directly on the glitter paper, or we could pop it up, which I think I'm going to put it directly on, but I do need to trim my glitter paper down. So the glitter paper behind the pictures on the acetate, the glitter comes through. So if you just want to add a little dimension to that, you can do that. Let's just trim a little bit off of here. Hopefully I don't trim too much. I should have learned my lesson the other day when I was trimming, and I had to keep trimming.
And then we ended up with the postage stamp.
Right. So now I do need to trim just a hair off again. I'm going to be better at it though this time. We're just going a tiny bit off of there. So yeah, I kind of forgot about using photos and acetate until I went and I found all of that stuff for pieces and parts that we used in our last comment sold sale. And then I was like, oh, I need to pull that out and start doing that again. So anyways, we are going to attach that. And again, I need some adhesive, but I don't want to put it on the whole thing. So I'm just going to put it behind my frame. And we're using this frame in class 2. So it's just another use of the rectangle frame set. We just attached the glitter paper behind the photo, which it's probably not totally dry, but there you have the little bit of glitter behind the photo. So the cute little booties and the bunny, and we're just going to pop that up with foam tape.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah. So I didn't want to waste the other photo that I had. So let's just cut some foam tape, pop that up, and then all we need on here is a congratulations. And because the Bianco Pearl looks so pretty, we don't really even have to add much else to this card. So, yeah. But I was happy that I went into Valley Stamp and Scrap today. Came home, tried the embossing folder on that Bianco Pearl, and was like, wow.
Yeah, wow, boy.
Yeah, wow is right.
What a deal.
So we'll definitely, in our embossing folder class, use the Bianco Pearl along with, some other papers. Oh, speaking of papers, we did get all of the new Lesabo stocks in. I started posting them online on that grouping. They're there, they just don't have pictures to them. So I'm going to work on that. By next week, we should have a sampler of the new Lesabos, because then you can get all of them, because they are awesome. We used some of them in our masculine card class, but then we have even more of them in now. So I think we're up to we're in the high 30s. So we're supposed to get a total of, we're missing 5, let's just put it that way. I kind of lost track of exactly how many are coming. I know it was in the low 40s. So, but we'll do a sampler, so you can get a sampler to each of all of the colors. Okay, Sarah.
I think you have just right around 20 online right now.
Well, there's pictures for
Yeah.
20, but the other ones are there.
Oh, I see. There's a next 2. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And then there's a few that are duplicated on there.
Okay.
Just because some I originally posted, and then the new ones have different names, and so I need to work on that this weekend. And I will. Probably on Sunday. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then I do need to find a little congratulations and a little piece of paper, so we're going to put that right there. And that is our quick and easy baby card using the embossing folder. I mean, you really don't need anything else for your background.
Sarah Elaine Seaver says she hopes you include that 3D folder in your class bundle.
Okay, well, I think I am, because I am in love with that one. So, but anyways, here is what we did tonight. And yes, Elaine, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using that one. As long as they have it in stock and I can get enough of them, I will use that one. And then we'll just see what else we can come up with. There will for sure be a floral one, because I do like the florals. There might be the brick one, I don't know. I'm going to see what I can get. So we will see you next week, Thursday, and then the following Saturday on the, what is that Saturday, the 10th? Yeah, the 10th is our Crafters Classroom for our shaker card. But thanks for joining me tonight, guys, and we will see you next week. Have a great night and a great weekend. Bye.